rest of y'all, but it's here in Arcadia, so y'all know who we vote for. I don't know about the rest of you, I'm voting for DeSantis, and I'm a Democrat.
Power has been restored to the majority of the more than 2 million customers in Florida who lost it when Ian wrecked the area. In this video, you can see how thousands of linemen lined up in several Florida locations days before Ian in order to accomplish a fast restoration of power. Meanwhile, work has already begun to have a temporary bridge on Pine Island, and DeSantis says that he has deployed over 130 trucks to that area, and he expects that bridge to be ready by the end of the week. Bianca?
Leonardo Feldman, thank you so much, Leo.
All right, we want to welcome in now one of the guys you may recognize from that video in Leo's report, Jack Brewer, retired NFL player and entrepreneur. He's also been on the ground there in Southwest Florida helping out those folks. Jack, great to have you with us.
Great to be back, John.
I was texting with you yesterday after I saw that video, and I said, look, I know you're praying for this guy, Jack, because there was some salty language used there, but also I see how much you, and I hate to say this because it's not really maybe the best way to say it, but how much you enjoy doing this, how much you get out of providing help to people. You're always doing that, Jack, and we commend you for it.
No, thank you, Johnny. You know, it's a true passion. I love to help people and serve. And, you know, especially when something hits so close to home. You know, I've been doing disaster relief for well over a decade, you know, everywhere from Haiti to Malawi, across Texas during Harvey. And so I do have some experience, but this one is unique. It's different to see so much flooding and so much water come up on people, even days after the surge. And so it's ridiculous when I start hearing people questioning Governor DeSantis' decision making, because a lot of this stuff happened after the surge, and there's no way to predict that. And so, you know, a lot of these folks who are there, and I've been there on the ground since right after this storm, the majority of people don't want to leave their homes. And so it doesn't matter if you tell them to evacuate or not. If it's the only possession that you have and people feel like their places may get looted or robbed if they leave, they're there protecting the property that they've worked their entire lives for. And so I think we need to give some grace to that and some understanding to that. And that realize that everyone's situation is not like our own. And so the most important thing right now is for us to mobilize behind a governor that has literally opened up all resources across the state of Florida, no different than I did. I sat out there until 3:30 a.m. to make sure those gas trucks got there to those people. Those were poor folks. Most of those folks were underserved and majority black in a neighborhood that oftentimes you would think would talk bad about Governor DeSantis, but you heard that gentleman. His name is Johnny, and you heard Johnny talk about Governor DeSantis because he's thankful. Why? Because he doesn't care about the color of his skin. Governor DeSantis is worrying about Florida residents, not skin color, like the majority of the people on the left in the media want to talk about. And so, you know, for me, it's been an honor to serve. I'm not done. We're going to continue to go out. Each and every day we got people on the ground. We're going to help bring more water and food and charcoal. I mean, just imagine living in those conditions where waterborne diseases are starting to form. And so we have a lot more issues coming about, but it's time to come together as one Florida and support our governor and this entire state.
Now, I covered that area after Hurricane Charlie, a much different circumstance. There was not the issue with water like we've had with this storm, and the flooding completely different here. But I also think, Jack, there's like a disconnect between, you know, most of the criticism that we hear from the left and from Democrats. They always think there is this superhero solution, a one-size-fits-all federal solution where they can just wave a magic wand and make everything better. But I'm sure you know this from your own personal experience. It does take a grassroots effort. Guys like you, local authorities, and a real net, a safety net of these local organizations, because the Fed can't get there and react quick enough. They can't do it. They can't do everything. And that just doesn't seem to compute with a lot of Democrats in the legacy media.
It really doesn't, and it's a sad thing because you're right. When the government comes in and brings resources to get the pockets, to get to the areas that need to be treated, it requires the church coming about, the community centers and the locals to come together. That's really our job. And so we shouldn't be expecting for our government to go in and save each individual person in every house. We should, as brothers and sisters, know it's time for us to step up. And we got a governor here that is passionate about people. I looked him in the eye during our meeting, and he looked over to the general of the National Guard and said, if we got to get them helicopters, let's go help these people. I just got off the phone with the First Lady. She's calling to check on the people that I had told her about before. And so these are real folks who are not sleeping right now. They're hands-on, and they're concerned about every single Floridian. And we should be thankful for them right now. We should be praying for them right now. And this should be a time for unity across this state.
Well, hopefully we'll see some of that tomorrow. I mean, we have seen it before. We saw President Biden and Governor DeSantis come together after the Surfside Tower collapsed down in Miami at a very cordial meeting. We're hoping for more of the same tomorrow. We hope that all these people get more help. We know you're working on that, Jack. We commend you again for everything you do, and always a pleasure to talk to you.
God bless you, John. Thank you guys so much for this support.
Of course, Jack. Thank you.
No crooked establishment.
None of that twisting the
truth.
No talking down to me.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think.
I trust Newsmax.
Newsmax.
They don't tell me how to think.
They let
me decide.
Newsmax.
real news
For real people.